Hey guys, welcome back to the Takedown with Cliff Schechter. Today we're going to talk a little bit about, well, a couple things, but one of them is, are you two getting tired of all of these guys who stormed the Capitol on January 6th? You know, terrorists, criminals, traitors, call them what you will, begging, crying, pleading, saying they didn't know what they were doing and, they shouldn't suffer any ill effects. And, oh my God, my life is so terrible now because I tried to commit a coup and overthrow a 200-plus-year-old democracy. Yeah, that, as you know, are the kinds of things, those pleadings that work really well for sort of minorities and women. When a woman needs an abortion, she's been raped, that works really well here in Ohio, except for it doesn't. And if she's 10 years old, she still has to run to another state, and it works great if you're a kid who's stuck in a school and somebody has an assault rifle because your Republican governor, Republican senator blocked any sensible gun legislation. And yeah, I could go on and on, but I guess we'll just stop there and say, God, am I tired of these privileged, wimpy, wussy, crying, just pathetic troglodytes, asking for help and saying, oh, I didn't know what I was doing. Are there people who are brainwashed by Trump? Absolutely. Did they have to be watching Fox News? Did they have to be reading these ridiculous sites? Did they have to be doing everything they were doing? They could have just supported the guy and not showed up there. When you show up somewhere to commit a violent act, I think we have to all agree that you need to be held accountable for that. And they certainly believe that when it comes to everybody else, particularly if your skin color is different. Well, here we have Jerry Ryals, who, he was filming himself while he was walking around our Capitol trashing things. Filmed himself, saying, we definitely have enough people here to overthrow this bitch. They don't stand an effing chance. He seems like he was a really nice guy. And in that moment, had he run into Mike Pence, Nancy Pelosi, any number of members of Congress, or obviously any Capitol Police who got stabbed, speared, their eyes gouged out, and a few of them killed, I'm sure that he would have been really kind. But now he's really upset. He's had to suffer the ill effects of what he did, and he just can't believe it. I mean, who does that? Jerry has lost his job. Okay, when you try to overthrow a 200-year-old democracy, your workplace may not look so kindly upon you. He's estranged from his wife. Well, wives don't often appreciate people who go and try to mass murder the leaders of a country and overthrow it. But worst of all, it seems he's lost his gun rights, and that's the one that really hurts. He was passionate about his gun rights. They were something that he cherished, quote unquote, and now he's lost his gun rights. And frankly, folks, if I'm giving my opinion here, and well, I am, he should never have his effing gun rights again in his frickin' life. These are the easiest people to pick out and say, you don't have any more gun rights. You never will go near a weapon that can kill again. But I digress. So that's the one that's really got him. He's trying to get out of prison time. I'm sure he feels a lot of sort of sadness. If we were just to bring up one case for Pamela Moses, do you know who she is? Black woman who went and tried to register to vote and didn't know she couldn't do that while having a felony on her record. She was in Memphis, Tennessee. So they sentenced her to 6 years in prison. If the Guardian hadn't reported this and there hadn't been a huge uproar, huge, she'd still be there. There was so much of a clamoring for how ludicrous somebody trying to register to vote, and she didn't know that she wasn't able to do that. So much noise was made about it by all of you and us, and thank you for that, that in the end they dropped the charges and then they reserved the right for a second trial, but then they backed off on that too. How kind. Somebody who sat on the board of the Ohio Innocence Project here, I can't even tell you how many cases I saw like that for years. People were pressured, beaten into giving testimony that wasn't true, and it's sickening. So I really don't want to hear it from these little white privileged, guys who had to be able to take the day off from work or go hooky and go to Washington to try to overthrow our Capitol and murder our public servants, as well as a few police who were murdered and 150 plus stabbed, gouged, speared, kicked, stomped, beaten. We've talked about that before. You have no sympathy, Jerry, and I really hope you spend time in jail. I'm so damn tired of hearing these sob stories for these guys. Hey guys, if you like this, please subscribe. We're still growing rapidly. The Takedown with Cliff Schechter. Subscribe here on YouTube. You can find me at Cliff Schechter on Twitter. And please like and turn on your notifications, and you'll know when we have new videos. Thank you.